we may just have to jump straight to Derek Chisora. Now, generally with Derek, you know, you call him in the gym. He's absolutely brilliant. He's spot on. You call him, you want him at 8:20, you call him up, bang, 8:20, he's on the line. But he said to me the other day, he said, I bumped into him at a show the other week, and he said, Buzz, he said, last time I was only on for 5 minutes. He said, that's no good. He said, I'll come in. And I said, Derek, listen, we can't give you even a cup of tea. We can't get you a car. He said, I've got no problem. I can get a car. I said, but will you let me down? He said, I won't let you down. I said, but Del, no disrespect, I get let down by everybody. I said, I try and get hold of Ricky Burns, I can't get hold of him. I try and get hold of young amateurs, I can't get hold of them. He said, trust me, Bunsey, I'll be there. So I said, OK, can you come in on the 3rd at about, I don't know, 8:35? He said, I'll be here. Anyway, about 2 minutes ago, he walked through the door. I've only sent him one text. Derek, welcome.
You all right?
Yeah, it's a delight to have you here. It's getting, first of all, I've got to tell people, if they haven't seen you on Sky, you've dyed your beard. You tell me, what colour is it? Is it red? What is it?
I don't know. You called me last couple of minutes, so you called me ginger or
no, I was
red
calling Saul Alvarez ginger. Don't. No, no, it's good to have you in the studio. It's April the 30th. You fight against Vladimir Klitschko in Mannheim. What do you do between now, the 3rd of March, and April the 30th? Are you going up to Scotland? Are you going anywhere to train, or is it just all up in Finchley?
We're going to a nice place to train. You know, we'll be leaving in the next 2 weeks. We're going for 4 weeks, and we come back. We go to Scotland for 1 week, and then we fly to Germany.
And what about sparring partners? I mean, I know you prepared the last time. Are you using tall guys again?
Yes, man. It's all sorted out, man. So we're ready. Send them contracts to sign. So it's already sorted out. We got sparring ready already.
And how many rounds do you spar? You're the kind of guy that needs to do 60, 70 rounds. Are you okay on a few rounds a day?
Yeah, we know it depends. It depends with Don Charles. You know, like what he's got planned. Yeah, my trainer. You know, if he tells me, you know, for this fight, we're gonna have to put in at least like 50 rounds or 60 rounds. You know, we'll put in the round. I'll put in the rounds. If we don't get no injuries, you know, we'll train until to the fight. You know, but if there's injuries, we slow it down and stuff like that. Now,
I know the fight was called off last year in December, very short notice, about 2 or 3 days notice. But you felt it, didn't you? You had a sense that they didn't fancy the fight.
No, you know, Vladimir is a true champion. You know,
of course.
Yeah, he pulled out with a minor injury. You know, he sold out. You know, the fight was sold out. You know, massive. You know, there was millions on the table. So I don't think he would have pulled out because he wasn't ready for the fight. But I truly believe in my heart that he had a massive injury. So that's why he had to pull out. And then he gave me a new date. So now I look forward to the new date.
Now, with regard to the new date, did you think, hand on heart, did you think you were going to get your second chance, or did you think you'd lost it in December because there was talk of David Hay and Vladimir?
You know, my mom is a Christian lady, you know, and then you know, she prayed for me, her and her friends and her pastor and stuff like that. And then one day she told me the fight's back on, and I was like, oh yeah, I put on Sky, I didn't see nothing on Sky.
Sure.
And then next minute, I had Francis Warren calling me, telling me the fight's back on. And I was like, oh, great.
It's the same day as your mother told you?
Same day, you know.
Oh,
so I believe the fight's back on, and we're ready to rock and roll.
Because I know that you sort of never lost faith, and I told you, I think I saw you up in Liverpool after. Yeah. I said, Del, with the best of intentions, I can't see why they'd fight you. They're going to do something else. I thought you'd lost it.
Nah, I think, you know, sometimes, you know, like in Germany, it's not up to the brothers, you know, it's more to the TV, you know, TV call the shots, you know, they're like, you know what, we want to fight, we want this kid, you know, because I went there, you know, I said what I had to say.
They liked you, didn't they?
They liked me, you know, RTL, you know, the guy owns RTL, you know, first day he met me, he didn't like me, and then after he started to like me, he goes, wow, you know what, we want this fight to happen, and now the fight's happening, you know, so I'm looking forward to it.
You do sometimes rub people the wrong way, don't you? Some people get the wrong. No, I mean, you know, I've known this from when you were an amateur, remember? So, and I criticised you when you first turned pro because I didn't think you were training. That used to upset you a little bit. But you can rub people the wrong way, and I defend you. You know, I defend you constantly. And I say, no, listen, he's a nice guy. Sometimes you come across wrong. Are you aware of that? Sometimes that you rub people the wrong way.
Hey, I don't rub nobody the wrong way, man.
See, there you go, denying it.
No, I'm not denying it. You know. Sometimes, you know, with human beings, you know, if you tell them the truth, they think you like, you know, they think you're arrogant.
Yeah.
You know, people don't want to hear the truth, you know. Like when you're telling me the truth, like I wasn't running, I was like, you know what, I hate Stiff Barnes, you know. That guy, I so hate him. But and I realized you were telling the truth because I wasn't running. Yeah. Then I started putting my runs in, and then I got to like you.
Oh, that's good.
So I tell the people the truth. If I don't like you, I'll just tell it straight away. You know what, dude, I don't really like you. So can we not talk? So
let me take you back to you've done your training last year. You go out to Germany. You come face to face with Klitschko, and were you as impressed with him as everyone tells us we should be? Is he the man mountain, the untouchable, the unbeatable human being?
I think, you know, if you've been staying on the podium for the last 6 years, you know, the whole world's going to be fear of you, you know.
Of course.
And then you have somebody, you know, who's coming there, who know, you know, to be honest with you, I box for a living, yeah. But to be honest, I don't even know the people in the top 10 in the world in boxing. So so I didn't really care, you know. I just got there. I was like, you know what, we're in a fight game, you know. If he bleeds, I bleed, you know. So I'm not scared of this guy. And then I just put it on him.
But you did it in a you know, you didn't do it in an insulting, nasty way. You didn't have to use T-shirts like David Hay, some of those tactics.
Man, that's childish.
You just got in his face, but without pushing and shoving.
No. You know, the problem is, you know, the journalists in Germany, they ask me good questions, and I answer them the way I felt, you know, the way my heart was telling me to answer the questions. You know, and then there was no insulting the guy, I didn't insult the guy and stuff like that. You know, I was just talking to him normally.
And when you met him again, when the fight was announced again, you know, when it's been rescheduled, have you noticed a slight change in the way he's maybe looking at you and talking to you?
Actually, we haven't spoken to him. Actually, we haven't done a press conference yet for it. And I had this Emmanuel Stewart on radio, you know, bigging me up and stuff like that.
He was very respectful.
Yeah, you know, but maybe that's a psychology for them, you know. But you know, we don't really care about that.
It could be, but there's some people that think that last year what happened. He had a slight injury, definitely.
Yes, I know he had.
We definitely had an injury, but the sort of feeling is, and I've talked to a couple of people about this, and I kind of believe this to a degree, was that he had another look at you and thought, I'm not saying he's scared of you, I'm not saying that, because that would be, but I think he thought, I don't know enough about this guy. I don't know enough about him.
That's the whole point.
I haven't seen him often enough. I don't know if I trust my senses on him.
Even the British public haven't seen a lot of Derek
Chisora
Del Boy. You know, 14. You know, they haven't seen how far I can take it on. You know, and we believe in Del Boy family that, you know, all my boys, you know, Charles, Ian, everybody, we all believe that we got everything there. You know.
Well, we've seen, you know, I've seen enough. I've seen you exhausted, pull it out in a 6-rounder, tired. I've seen you in the rematch with Sam Sexton really have to dig deep when Sam boxed the fight of his life and you came back, brilliant stoppage. I've seen you take care of fighters. I've seen you get bored, that situation that led to you having, you know, a fine. So I've seen enough of you. The only thing that I haven't seen is I haven't seen you in consecutive loads of 12-round hard fights because you've only had 14 bouts.
Yeah, you know, the whole point is, you know, most fighters get in the ring and they want to destroy the other fighter. You know, they want to bring the aggression out and stuff like that. It's different, you know. With me, I enjoy it. You know, I enjoy looking at our opponent. You know, see what he's thinking. You know, I know exactly what he's thinking. You know, I know what shot he's gonna chuck, and I'm just waiting to counter him. You know, to just hit him hard. So every time I hit him, he has to understand that, you know, I'm getting hit here, and this guy can hit hard. And, you know, I don't get, to be honest with you, to get exhausted like, oh, my God, I have to chuck the towel in. No, you know, you might see me sitting on my stool like I'm exhausted, but don't worry, man.
That's it. I'm talking about, you know...
I'm just thinking, you know.
A heavyweight stamina improves with each fight. It just, you know, it just naturally improves.
I love running.
Good.
You know,
now.
Now, yeah, I love running, you know. You know, running is amazing, you know. I love running.
You mentioned something there about, you know, you like to look and see what they're doing and think what they're going to do. Well, one thing about both the Klitschkos that people tend to forget is that they are thinking fighters. They're clever fighters. They plan every single move. They don't waste punches. I mean, and that's going to be one of the big... Everyone talks about, oh, Derek doesn't have the experience, Vladimir's too tall. You know, those things we know, but I think he's tactically very clever. He doesn't take risks, Derek. How can you make him take a risk?
You know, before, like 2 years ago, I was watching a fight. I forgot the fight I was fighting, and then the commentator, one of the commentators, was what's called George Foreman.
Yeah, Big George.
And he goes, you know what? If you're gonna go in a man's backyard and fight him, you have to go there and physically take his titles off him, and that's what I'm going to do. You know. I'm going to think at the same time while I'm taking his title.
You're going to have to.
Yeah, and at the same time, I'm going to be moving and I'm going to knock this guy out.
But Derek, so what happens then, Derek, when these decent Americans and Nigerian American in Samuel Peters' case, Samuel Peters, Ed Chambers, Hasim Rahman, Tony Thompson, Lamont Brewster, Ray Austin, Calvin, but guys with decent pedigree who are decent enough heavyweights. Why is it when they get out there and they suddenly get in the ring with this guy, and some of them are as big as you, some are slightly smaller, some are slightly bigger in Tony Thompson's case, why is it that they tend to fall apart so easily and so regularly?
Because they haven't got brains, you know. It's all about, they haven't got
That's
brains.
the truth.
They haven't got brains. I've got brains, you know. I know exactly what I want. You know, I'm not here to make up numbers. You know, I only believe in the number one.
Sure.
You know, right now I'm ranked in British boxing number 2. You know, but sooner or later I'll be number 1. You know, these other fighters haven't got brains. You know, they went over there to get paid. You know, so I'm not getting paid loads of money for this fight.
It's true what you're saying, Derek, and I'm not just backing you up because you're here. I've been critical of these Americans who might be good fighters. They might have had good fights. Yeah. They go there, they're there for 2 weeks, and they grow soft, and they walk away with $500,000, $1 million.
Exactly.
It's disgraceful.
I'm not getting paid loads of money, but the whole point is the opportunity was given to me, and I'm going to take it.
Let me ask you this. In an ideal world, and I'm talking ideal world now, because the fight's going to happen. In an ideal world, would you have liked 12 more months, 6 more fights?
No.
You want this is fine now.
We're in a fighting game, dude,
yeah,
man.
Of course,
you know,
I appreciate that. Yeah.
You know, there's no need of me waiting for another 4 months. What am I waiting for?
Yeah, cool.
You know, what am I waiting for? You know, I have to fight the best to be the best. You know, and I want to fight this guy, and I want to beat this guy.
And you've got no problems at all about being there in front of how many? What's the crowd? Was it 20,000, 15?
20,000 or 25. You
that
know?
type of thing. I know. I'm asking a silly question.
I got my own crowd coming. Exactly. I got at least about 10 people coming. You know, that's enough. That's all I need. 10 people. That's all I need. You know, and after we just come back home victorious.